Hey everyone, good morning. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I will be doing a what I eat in a day, and specifically what I eat in a day on like my busiest school day. So this is going to be a part of my life as a vegan nutrition student series. So I will give you fair warning if for some reason I'm just seem like out of it, or not making my usual jokes, or I'm just like totally spacey or something. I'm having a really rough week. My personal life is fine, like in terms of like personal stuff and relationships, like I'm feeling great. But school has just been like the absolute worst this week, and I don't even want to get into it because it's a lot right now. There's a lot of drama and a lot of stupid stuff, and yeah, so I'm not gonna like sugarcoat this video for you guys. Like that's having a serious effect on me right now. I'm cooking my breakfast as we speak. I'm not even that hungry because of how I feel, but I'm hoping like once it's cooked and it smells good and it's in front of me, I will want to eat it, and if not, it'll make a good like snack or dessert later. So what I am cooking, I am drinking my coffee. If you've ever seen any of my other What I Eat in a Day videos, you know that I basically live off of coffee and silk creamer. So this is hazelnut coffee because that's all I ever buy, and then the silk pumpkin pie spice, I think is what it's called, coffee creamer. So I'm just gonna chug this and hope for a better day. So yeah, for breakfast today, I threw together like a oatmeal French toast bake. It is like pretty roughly based on an actual recipe, and if I can find that again, I'll link it in the description. Essentially, what the original recipe was like oatmeal, chopped up pieces of bread, almond milk, one banana, half of it smushed up to be like an egg, and then the rest of the bananas on top, a little bit of cinnamon, and then you bake it in the oven for like 20 minutes, and so it becomes more of like a French toast kind of thing. But the one I did today was the same concept, like using the banana, but I added cacao powder to make it chocolate. I added chocolate chips to it, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt, because chocolate and salt just go so well together. So that is baking in the oven right now. I hope it tastes delicious. I don't doubt that it will. I just hope that I'm hungry to eat it. But yeah, so basically today, Wednesdays are my busiest days of the week. I'm pretty much nonstop from my first class starts at 10:10 a.m. I don't even know what time it is right now, like 8:30 maybe. My first class is 10:10. I'm not totally done with my day in terms of school until 8:30 p.m. So it's kind of a lot, but if I'm good at anything in terms of like managing stress and tough school days, it's making sure I eat well. I definitely have days where I slip up, but just making sure I have meals prepared for myself. So I'll be giving you guys like tips on how I stay on track with all of that and how I meal prep, and yeah. So with that being said, now that, hi kitty. While my breakfast is cooking, I'm actually, can you not, you had no idea that just happened. My cat just went right into the camera without being seen. No, don't do it again. While my breakfast is cooking, I'm going to prep my lunch because I will be coming home between my next two classes. Stop. But I won't have time to make a lunch. So I'm gonna make that now. I'll show you guys what I'm making. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge, save it for later, pick it up on my way to my next class, blah, blah, blah. You'll see it all happen. Cool, so my chocolate banana French toast oatmeal bake thing pretty much finished right as I was finishing making my sandwich, and what you probably didn't see that was cut out of the video. If it was, I don't know if I will. Like, what just shows that, one, I guess I don't care, two, I'm poor, is that I had a box of old lettuce that like I probably shouldn't have used. It's all wilted and kind of slimy, but you know, I just picked through that to find the good leaves of spinach that were still intact, and I put that on my sandwich. Same goes with the avocado. I probably cut into that thing at least a week ago. It wasn't that brown, like it wasn't that bad. That's how it is. I normally try and put like a little bit more veggies on my sandwich, but I didn't have any, so. And so this French toast thing actually looks really tasty. It probably could have been cooked a little bit longer, but like overall not bad. Well, A+. I think I like this better than just like banana and cinnamon. One of the biggest tips that I have for staying on track and trying to eat well and just being prepared for really busy school or work days or whatever it is that you have going on is definitely planning ahead. And I know to a lot of people, like when you hear about meal planning or meal prepping, you imagine like slaving away in your kitchen on a Sunday afternoon for like 6 hours, and that's just like not what you're interested in doing, and I get that. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that, because that does work for a lot of people, and especially for people that are, one, cooking for like more than themselves, have a family to cook for, or they're cooking like pretty intricate meals that they won't have time to cook throughout the week. So there's definitely a time and a place for that. But I feel like especially if you're watching this, you're a college student, you don't want to spend your Sunday in the kitchen. So for me, I make, at the very least, I will, like sometime over the weekend, before the following week, plan out and like write down every single meal that I want to have, and then make sure I go grocery shopping on Sunday to have those foods. I essentially figure out what I want to make. Typically, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll have the same like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then Tuesday and Thursday I'll have the same dinner on those days, but different than Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if that makes sense. So I'll kind of just write everything out to get a visual, figure out what I have in my kitchen, in my pantry, and what I don't. I'll make a list of the things that I don't, go to the store, buy those items, and then that way there's pretty much no excuse for not being prepared to make the meals that I picked. So I typically don't prepare a lot of food at a time, at least me for the most part. I don't have too much going on like Sunday nights, Monday nights, and Tuesday nights. So depending on how I'm feeling and like what plans I had over the weekend, on Monday night I'll have time to cook my dinner for Monday. That will also be my dinner for Wednesday and Friday. If I can, I might prep my dinner for Tuesday. So I kind of split mine up into sections. And in terms of breakfast and lunch, I typically choose like pretty easy things to make. Because oatmeal is probably the most like time consuming and like intricate thing that I would make, and I don't make this too often. So when it comes to stuff like that, waking up early I think is also an important step, because when I wake up early, I, one, have time to make myself a decent breakfast, and two, can meal prep anything that I don't have ready. Like as you just saw, I prepped my sandwich, which I'm obviously not eating right now, but I will be eating between my second and third class. Again, I know a lot of people also aren't morning people, on top of not wanting to like spend all their time on Sundays making food. So I'm not telling you to wake up early every single day. I try and do that because that works for me and I enjoy that extra time in my day. But maybe just like Tuesdays are your busiest days of the week. Try and wake up early on that day to get things done, to prepare yourself for the busy day ahead of you. It doesn't really make sense to wake up early on the next day on Wednesday, because you might be super tired from the busy Tuesday that you just had. So you really just have to find what works for you. And I know this is all like cliche and you've heard it before, but I'm repeating it for a reason. So, and this week for me, I did have extra time this weekend. I prepped my Monday, Wednesday, Friday dinner on Sunday night, and then on Monday I prepped my Tuesday, Thursday dinner, which isn't something that I always do, but that's just how it worked out this week because I was bored. I know I've been rambling a lot, but the biggest takeaways from this are to, at the very least, plan your meals. And by that I don't mean think of the different foods that you ideally want to have, or thinking of what foods you might make. Like, write that down, because once it's on paper and it's in writing, I feel like you're so much more likely to actually make what you're thinking of making. And then the other thing is just finding time that works for you. That might be 6 hours in the kitchen on Sunday. That might be only a couple of hours in the kitchen 2 days a week. It might be waking up early on your busiest days. It all depends on what kind of life you lead and what kind of schedule you have and the kind of foods you are looking to make. And believe me, it's not hard to make healthy and delicious and simple meals. You saw that sandwich? It was avocado, tomato, and onion, and greens. Like, that's nothing, but it works for me because I really love garlic mayonnaise, and you probably saw me put a lot of that on there. But if anything, like, I go into more like funkier, different, creative recipes with my dinner because I have time to do that, and it gives me something to look forward to throughout the day, which is nice. Okay, so I promise this is probably, I don't promise, but hopefully this is the most that I like really talk throughout the video. After I finish my breakfast, I'm gonna get ready for my first class, which is my indoor cycling class. I'm pretty much on the same schedule that I was in my first day of school vlog, except I'm like at the end of the semester now and things suck a lot more and all of my classes are scheduled as opposed to just being like syllabus days or labs that don't start for 2 weeks, blah blah blah. But anyway, that's my first class, so I will see when I get back from that. So if you can't tell by how beet red my face is and how I'm sweating, I got my ass kicked in my indoor cycling class just now. So I'm like cold from being outside, which is why I have a jacket on, but like I'm still sweating. I don't know. I'm out of breath. I can't even hold my camera because my arms are tired, which I don't know why, because you use your legs in a cycling class. I don't know. I have about an hour, not even, I have less than an hour until my next class. Hello. Yeah, less than an hour until my next class. So in that time, all I pretty much do is shower, and then I make a smoothie to drink with me on the walk to class. For all my smoothies, I use frozen bananas, so while I'm showering, I just take them out to defrost, and that's basically it. Yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes after I take the quickest shower of my life. Before I shower, I just want to make sure everyone sees how much I look like a damn Teletubby right now. Hey, what's up? I'm back. I'm in a rush. Super quickly, making a smoothie. I'm gonna do a pumpkin pie smoothie because when I was in my culinary medicine class yesterday, one of the groups used pumpkin puree and there was extra and they were gonna get rid of it, and I was like, I'll take it home, and they were like, all we have to give it to you is in a plastic bag. So I have a plastic bag full of unsweetened pumpkin puree, so I'm gonna mix that with like 2.5 frozen bananas, about a cup of almond milk, a scoop of Garden of Life vanilla protein, and some flaxseed, and then I'll probably need to add like a little bit of extra water. So that's the base of most of my smoothies. If you want some more smoothie recipes, you can check out my favorite smoothie recipes video. I will link it down below or up here or wherever that little thing shows up. Yeah, so I'm gonna blend this up really quickly and then drink it while I'm walking to my next class. I'm also going to grab my sandwich out of the fridge and take that with me, and then hopefully I have time to eat it between my next 2 classes. So after this class, I have about like 45 minutes until my next class, and then my last 2 classes are back to back. I don't know if you followed anything I just said, but it makes sense in my head. To be drinking a smoothie, but it's fine. Oh, hello. Welcome back to my kitchen. Let's see. A lot has happened since the last time we spoke. First of all, I didn't get to eat my lunch, which is why I didn't film it, but I normally have time between my second and third class to eat my lunch. Something came up and I was not able to do that, and besides that, I left my lunch in the refrigerator of my previous class, which was in a food lab, so I don't even have the sandwich anymore. I need to go pick that up tomorrow, so I guess that could be tomorrow's lunch, which saves meal prepping for Thursday. Oh god, I'm a mess. And then, so normally I have 4 classes on Wednesday, the last one ending at about 4:45, which I just came back from. And then I have about a 2-hour break until I have a workshop to go to for my classes. It's not like a required workshop, but by going you get extra percentage points on your grade. Since I don't work on Wednesdays, I decided I should go to these and get extra points because that's a good thing to do. However, that was canceled today, so yeah, that's nice. Definitely not mad about that. Now I have like a lot of time to sit down and enjoy my dinner and enjoy my night, and I think I might actually cook more. So like I said before, I already had dinner planned out. So on Wednesdays I'd usually like come home, chill for a second, heat up the dinner that I prepped, and then like rush back out the door to get to my workshop. And I don't have to do that tonight. So first I'm gonna find a snack because I'm like ravenously hungry from not eating lunch. And then I'm going to heat up the soup that I made. I made a cream of asparagus soup. It is not my recipe, so I will link that down below for you guys. It actually turned out really good. And again, since I'm very hungry, I think I'm going to make a side to go along with that since I have the time. So I am going to make some bread, like homemade dinner bread loaf thing. And yeah, I know I've already had bread in like all of my other meals today, but a little extra carbs will never hurt anyone, except if you have diabetes. Maybe don't go hard on the extra carbs. Anyway, I'm gonna take you to my fridge now. Say hi, kitty. Oh, I'm surprised she looked up. So this is my total mess of a fridge at the moment. So I have my soup in this giant container down here. When I meal prep big things like that, I'll either split them into like multiple containers, or I will put everything into one giant portion and take from it during the week as I go, which is what I did for the soup because the biggest thing I had was a square bin and not something circular like soup would normally go in. But in here I also have my Tuesday and Thursday dinners were like a cucumber coconut milk salad, and then also this buffalo cauliflower, and I have a baked potato all prepped and ready, so when I eat dinner at work tomorrow, I will have that ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started in trying to make some bread, and I say trying because I don't have any yeast, and normally if I don't have any yeast, I'll just make like a beer bread because for a while I had a bunch of extra beer that I wasn't drinking, so I was gonna put it in bread. But I ran out of my bread beer. But I have some baking soda, so we're gonna try that method of letting dough rise, but I'm also impatient. I'm not gonna let it rise for very long. We're set up for failure, but you know what? That's what butter is for. Butter is here so you can spread it on things that aren't that delicious, and it makes it more delicious. And then on top of that, nutritional yeast exists. So hello, it's gonna be a good day. Okay, wait, I take back my previous statement about having too much bread today because I forgot that I remembered, and then I forgot that I didn't eat that sandwich. So all I've had is the breakfast with a piece of bread in it. So I deserve this dinner bread. I deserve the whole damn loaf, okay? So don't come at me. Okay, so maybe not, I forgot I was wearing my hood like this. Maybe not the prettiest bread in the world, but, I mean, it cooked, so it's fine. Also, I totally forgot that when you're using baking soda or baking powder to make a bread or to leaven something, you don't need to let it rise because it's not yeast, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I didn't have to wait a long time. It's only been like 30 minutes since we last spoke. Now we just have to try it and see how that goes. Waiting for my soup to heat up. My mind is so everywhere today. I just like can't form sentences about beep. I just can't form sentences because my mind is so today. And yeah, so thank you if you're still watching for dealing with all of this. Hell yeah, I did something. So I have my probably a failure of a bread right here. I have my asparagus soup right here. I put some of my parmesan pecan on top, which I've posted about on Instagram before, but I'll put the recipe in the description. And yeah, definitely a nice big old serving of veggies, which is cool. Which is also why I don't mind having just a side of bread and not anything else, because bread and soup just go so well together. Alright, let me see what this is all about. Definitely is not cooked all the way. Didn't really rise. I mean, it kind of went as expected, let's be honest. I put like rosemary and thyme and garlic in it too, so hopefully that will make it flavorful. Yep, went as expected. As in, when I was putting in the baking soda, I was like, is this enough? Is it too much? Instead of being safe, let me add some more. Yeah, added way much more baking soda, but we got some vegan butter and nutritional yeast, and I can dip it in the soup, so it's fine. It's not a total waste. But I promise I've made great breads in the past. I love making homemade bread. It's like one of my favorite things to do. My dad used to. He still does, but like in my family we always made bread from scratch, and I like doing that by myself in my apartment as an adult. But I meant to mention this earlier, if you guys remember, when I was making my smoothie and I had the pumpkin pie puree in a bag, and I was like, oh, this is for my culinary medicine class. I wanted to elaborate more on that, but since I was busy, I couldn't. So what I was gonna say is that I'm taking a handful of classes this semester where I'm either cooking or I'm just like in a kitchen setting. And one of the classes is like an actual nutrition course, my culinary medicine class. So on my Instagram, I've been like documenting foods that I've been making in all of these classes. And for the culinary medicine class, I just put like little blurbs about what we made, why we made it, because every week is a new topic. For instance, this week we talked about malnutrition and how to like properly feed someone who is malnourished, what foods are best for them, and I like talk about all those things, and I save it to my Instagram highlights. It's under the highlight that says school. I don't know, I think they're interesting and informative, and when I think about before I was a nutrition student, the things that I'm trying to share with people are things that you may not necessarily have known or have learned previously, just like on your own, just because no matter if you're in school for nutrition or not, like it's such a big thing now, and like I don't want to say it's trendy, but like there's so many diets and like meal plans and pills you can take to lose weight and weight loss, and I don't know, there's just a bunch of nonsense in like the health field related to nutrition. So as anyone who's like just the average person or not in school for nutrition, I feel like that's the information that they typically absorb, especially in like a social media setting, with like sponsored posts and like social media influencers and like thinspo blogs and all that other bullshit. So I'm just trying to do my part and share accurate, helpful, resourceful information to some extent. Okay, I'm officially like talking about absolute nonsense, so that's my sign to stop recording, just concentrate on eating my dinner, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna eat anything else today. There's definitely like half a pint of ice cream in the fridge calling my name, and if it does and I fall into that trap, then I will see you later while I'm in bed eating ice cream.